Hi everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmina from Jasmina Brozovic Astrology. Today I'm here to talk about upcoming Mercury retrograde. There's nothing to fear about. Um, I'm already live, honey. Anyway, I hope everybody's good. I had some technical difficulties, and that's why my husband came in to check if I'm live. Okay, I hope everybody's good. Okay, so let's do the technicalities first. So Mercury retrograde will be going through on the 15th of March. 15th of March, and let me go. Discombobulated, that's a word. Okay, so Mercury is going retrograde on 15th of March at 9 degrees and 35 minutes of Aries, and he will be retrograde until April 7th, and he will reach 26 degrees of Pisces. So he's going through fire and water, through Aries and Pisces, and the shadow that he entered on March 1st will end on April 26th. So there's like a lot, the whole spring is going to be flavored with this Mercury retrograde. We also have Venus retrograde going through the same signs. So there's like an interesting thing happening with Mercury and Venus both being retrograde, and Aries and Pisces at the same time. I made a video on this the other day, so you can check it out, also for all 12 signs. On my, before I dig in more, I think there is a new spring face banner out there, so there's a link below. You can download it for free. You can leave a donation if you want, but it's not obligatory. Also, subscribe to my newsletter because I'm gonna have a special. I'm launching a new thing soon, and I'm gonna have a special promotion for my new newsletter subscribers. They're gonna get a discount of that. So make sure that you subscribe. Yes, that's all I have to say. Yeah. Okay. Like, you know how I'm a very mercurial person with all my Gemini and Virgo energy. I mean, Mercury is going retrograde, stationing to go retrograde. Everything is so. I already can feel it. It's influencing my line of thoughts, the way I speak, the way I want to convey a message. I can't find the right word, and Neptune at last degree of Pisces is not helping as well, because Neptune is also going into Aries on the March 30th. So we have this energy of confusion and wanting to go forward, but we don't know how. So that's also going to be flavor of this Mercury retrograde as well, right? So don't be afraid. Planets, when they go retrograde, there's an invitation for us to kind of slow down and see where we are, to take a look, to stand a little bit, have a better view of everything, and to rethink things. So for Mercury, it's especially important that we calm our minds, especially when he's in Aries, right? So Mercury in Aries is really fast, thinks fast, talks before he thinks, very rash. It can just go do things without thinking anything through. So this is actually giving us opportunity to collect our thoughts, to see if we are on the right path. Is the idea we are pursuing the right one for us? Is there something that we need to improve, change, dismiss, add? Those kind of things are very important, right? Everything, Mercury is everything read, right? So read this, read that. So it's when it goes back to Pisces, it's going to be more about resting, recharging our batteries, meditating, calming our minds to actually listen to our inner voice and get in tune with it. It's like a mental downtime. It's like a timeout, where you're playing a game and then, you go on a bench. This is the bench time. So this is the time to sit on a bench and just see what everybody else is doing, so you can, when you come back to the game and they go direct, you will know what to do, right? It's going to also retreat, especially when it goes to Pisces. It's going to be more about retreating as well. If you can get away from the buzz of it all, like from news, I think we, all of us, really need to kind of, during this Mercury retrograde, get all our notifications off and stop listening to all this news. I think this is giving us all anxiety, and we need to kind of remove ourselves from that. Okay, remove from the news. So disconnect, and find space to collect your thoughts. That's never been number one. It's definitely time to stop and smell the roses as well. So find a way to, how can you calm your mind? How can you collect your thoughts? I think I mentioned collect your thoughts 3 times, because maybe I need to do that. It's a message for me. Reorganize ourselves, regroup ourselves, to rethink things through. So think about all the Mercury things that he's doing. Or you can revise your opinions, your values, your judgments. There's a lot of things. Your priorities. Readjust. You can readjust your priorities. Rearrange things, re-explore if it's in Sagittarius especially. But I think we can also in Aries, we need to re-explore things. What is the new way of doing things? Aries is all about beginnings, about new things, about pioneering, doing things for the first time. So this is all a good chance to kind of really slow down, and we need this. We need this to pause and to go forward in a much better manner. Okay. So it's about researching, about gathering information to make a better choices later, reevaluating, and that's because Venus is also retrograde. So Venus and Mercury retrograde together, it's like a double whammy of rethinking, reorganizing, restructuring things. It's very important that we kind of avoid long-term decisions, that we review everything. It's also good to go back and definitely make sense of it all, right? What did you do in the past? Gemini, Jupiter is in Gemini since last summer. We were all overwhelmed with information, with data, with news, with ideas, with thoughts. So we had an opportunity to revise our belief system when Mercury was in Sagittarius. Now it's literally to revise our steps forward, because Aries wants to go forward. Aries wants to make things happen, wants to be first, wants to move forward. It's fast, and when it goes back to Pisces, is inviting us to finish up stuff. So Pisces is a kind of finishing energy, and Aries is beginning energy. So there is definitely, this spring is like a big spring cleanup in many areas of our lives, because Venus and Mercury are retrograde, and many of us are going to feel that we are stuck, because we had Mars retrograde for so long. Finally Mars goes direct, and now Venus and Mercury go retrograde, and then we feel like this is not moving. But this is the beginning of this year. The beginning of this year is definitely like that. I think going forward, maybe May, June, we might feel that we are moving forward a little bit. Okay, so it's time definitely to step back, and to look at the situations we are in objectively, and it's great to it's also tax season here in North America, so it's good to revise all the bills, all the documents. Even if you start writing something, if you started doing something, it's good to go back and redo those things, reconnect, because Venus is also retrograde, and she's about relationships and connections, and Mercury is about also about that in a sense, because Mercury wants to talk and convey in friendships. it's definitely a great time to reconnect with old friends, with old colleagues, with old schoolmates, siblings, cousins. So, I think maybe you could gather some valuable information. And then moving forward, you're going to be, you're going to have more details to make a better decision. Okay. So everything is about that, right? I know it can be very confusing. So, as I mentioned, Piscean energy with Saturn and Neptune there. Neptune is also moving signs end of the month. We might feel really, really discombobulated. And that's why we kind of need this break. Write everything down. Don't rash. Mercury in Aries is very rash. He wants to, do things fast. Anyway, so another thoughts that I wrote down. It's a potential for introspection, retrospection. Did we do things right in the past? What did we learn from that? How can we go forward in a better way? I know that there's always going to be some travel issues, especially with commuting. So with your cars, machines, bicycles, in your local travel. If you go to the road trip, make sure that you have everything handled. There's going to be a miscommunication. First of all, a lot of Piscean confusing energy. I think we might not convey our messages the way we wanted. People, our message might go the wrong way, misunderstandings, not hearing. Mercury in Aries doesn't hear other side very well. It's just going with what he wants. And then Mercury in Pisces is lost in space, in imagination. It's not real. So there's like a lot of confusion going on. It's not an easy energy this spring. I think all of us will feel it a lot, and it's eclipse season as well. So we have eclipses, we have this Mercury and Venus retrograde, we have Neptune moving signs. March it's packed with shifts. A lot of shifts are happening, and we kind of need to grasp what's going to happen, how we're going to move forward, what is important, to prioritize things, right? What else? Yeah, so it's important that I wouldn't sign any contracts. If you have to sign anything during this period, just be aware consciously that things might change when Mercury goes direct. So have that in mind. You can just even if you have to sign something, make sure you read every little footnote and every little thing that is in there, and just don't click terms and conditions without reading them, stuff like that, because you have to kind of be aware of what you're signing if you have to. But if you can wait until Mercury goes direct, and I think it goes on April 7th, right? So it's just 1 month of this. What else did I write? Yeah, the thing is, the things might just not go as we want during this period. So that's the thing. We can still move forward. Not the world didn't stop spinning, right? So we are still moving around the sun, and moon is moving around the earth, and everything is on their way. It's just I think we need a fresh perspective and way of looking at things that we are doing. That's all. That's the whole thing. And because our minds are working all the time, even when we sleep, we dreams, our mind is working, and we are making so many micro decisions every day. I think that's why we have Mercury retrogrades 3 times a year, because we need to reset our thought process, our communication expressions 3 times a year, and slow down to reflect and to see what's going on. So that's very important. When Mercury goes into Pisces, it dissolves logic. So that's why it's difficult. It's sensitive. It has strong imagination. It can be poetic. So it creates words from the imagination. It doesn't like being pinned down on facts. So have that in mind, right? So especially when it's going to be retrograde in Pisces, it's going to be difficult verbalizing. or we can speak in metaphor more. People might understand that. um, uh, yeah, yeah, it's gonna be difficult to convey the message. So I think while Mercury is in Pisces retrograde, maybe revise some of your creative projects that involves imagination or stuff like that. So I think you really need to put logic aside. Neptune is really hanging also the last degree of Pisces. Um, a lot of delusions, illusions, a lot of not having clarity. Definitely, all the decisions you make this month are not going to be long term. You're going to be you're going to need to change them one way or another. So just kind of we need this pause. I think we need this pause, definitely. Okay, let's see what for Aries. Oh yeah, so Mercury in Aries, as I mentioned, he is fast. They speak before they think. Um, it can be allowed as well. So it's about loud discussions. So that's not going to take us anywhere. So we need to kind of reflect and introspect. We need to think before we reply to somebody, especially with emails. So because Mercury retrograde, sometimes you just reply without double checking what you wrote, and then you're going to be sorry. With Mercury in Aries, there is no second chance. So you send and then you're going to be too late, so you're going to regret it. So make sure, especially when you reply to people, even in those emails or written communication, that it's all good, right? It does, also Mercury retrograde in Aries doesn't have patience anyway, but this is even going to be worse because they don't want to be slowed down, right? So it's the only thing, I think the most important thing that we need to get out of this March and retrograde Mercury, retrograde Venus, is to understand that these are not going to be, that these things are not going to last for long. That's number one. That we can benefit from it if we take the time to do things and to go over everything we did so far on the things that we are working on. I think we can benefit if we, think, who do we want to reconnect with? If you were rethink how we want to convey our message, what do we want to put out there in the world? There's a lot of benefits here if we understand that, if we take them that way. Okay, so this is also, last year we had all these Mercury retrogrades in fire, which was all about our motivation, inspiration, innovation, and drive. And this year, see, now they're going from fire to water. We're going to have now even this flavor of what that means, because next year they're going to be in water completely. So it's about getting in tune, getting balance between our thoughts and our feelings. It's about also getting balance between our inner world, listening to our inner voice. That's what I'm highlighting this whole month of February and March. I think it's extremely important that we start practicing listening to our intuition. And this Mercury retrograde can help us as well with that. This is the tool we're gonna need for the future. It's our inner gut feeling that we're gonna take forward. So that is also a message for this Mercury retrograde. I don't know if I wanted to, this is the general Mercury stuff. It's because Mercury rules sales. So if you're selling or buying something, make sure that if you can't wait, I would wait until it goes direct. But if you can, make sure that everything is okay. Fine print, read everything. So it's about transportation, like road trips and local travel. It's about communicating things in all forms. So we can have all these hiccups in that sense. I mostly fear emails, and then just in everyday conversation, just telling things that we don't we don't like, and then we regret them later. So that's kind of the thing that I, really don't feel. Yeah. Okay. One more thing before we go. Then I'm going to go talk about what does it mean for each rising sign. Positive side of Mercury is that it's brilliant, alert, articulative, versatile. So think about all these things are not going to function properly during retrograde. In a neutral Mercury traits are reason, expressiveness, agility, activity, and analysis. So these are also not going to work 100%, right? And then the negative traits of Mercury can be skeptical, nosy, indecisive, critical, restless. Again, these things are not, it's not going to work properly. So have this in mind during this Mercury retrograde. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. I want to make this video just to kind of remind you, because I think all of you already know, but it's just a reminder that that it's time to slow down, not to make long-term decisions. That's number one, and just see how can you improve things that you have already. Okay, I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Okay, excellent. So I hope, yes, that's good. And we're gonna start with Aries. Okay. So for Aries, so Mercury is going through here, through your first house and through your 12th house. I think you're going to feel like an identity crisis. And Mars, who is ruling you, is in the 4th house, because he's your ruler, and always like to connect things, because where is your Mars? Where is your ruler of your chart? It's where your focus is. And then Mercury will distract you from that focus as well. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis still on your family life and home. And it's like that since December, since even before December, when Mars went to Cancer. So it's for a long time you have this family situation going on. And Mars was retrograde for so long, you feel definitely tired and exhausted, and that you couldn't, achieve as much as you wanted and go forward as fast as you wanted. But this Mercury now, this is kind of like I feel it's going to be identity crisis, and because it's in your first house, you will really want to speak your truth. You will really want to tell what's on your mind. It's going to be like a push and pull energy this whole month. This is how I call this, push and pull energy. Mercury in here for you, you can be very sharp. The thing is, I feel for Aries risings that you will really want to speak up your truth. I think you will really want to be efficient. I think you really will want to do things fast, quick. I think this Mercury retrograde will hit you hard, because I think you will not going to be able to do it. So will you feel more introverted? Some of you might feel, especially when it goes here, like nobody hears you. It's going to be like, oh, nobody hears you. And especially Mercury is also ruling your 3rd house of communication. So it's even harder, because you're definitely going to feel that you're not heard. So that's why it's important that you just don't even expect. Don't try to pursue anybody into anything. Don't try to put it out there. So what I would say, just put everything what you think out there, and don't respond quickly. Think what other people, give it some time, give it something to rest, and also give some time to other people who are also having this retrograde to respond. You need to kind of, I think the most impatient thing is going to be, telling something and waiting for waiting for an answer from others. That's going to be also very challenging because Mercury rules your third house, so there's definitely a connection between how you communicate things. It's going to affect your work as well. Mercury is also ruling your sixth house. It can affect your work, your relationship with your colleagues at work, and that can be very interesting to see how calm can you stay, how patient you can be during this Mercury retrograde for better results at the end. It can be fun. It can be situations with your neighbors or your cousin or your siblings and co-workers. I think this is the connection that is going to happen. Mercury is making also a square at one point with Mars, so that's going to be hard. That's going to be the period when, and I don't know when it is exactly in March. Let me see, because those few days are going to be more hard for you. So when Mercury squares Mars, when is that? When do we have that? Not yet. Oh yeah, we won't have it because he goes retrograde from the 9th, so it's going to be later. So it's not going to be in a retrograde phase. So that's good. Okay, I like that. So it's a good thing. Yeah, because Mars is already 17 degrees and Mercury is at 9. So that's a good thing that this won't happen, and it's going to make a lovely trine when it's in Pisces. So there is hope. There is hope for you, Aries. I think the important thing, quickly, I just want to take it this long, is to stay to be patient and to think before you say something. It's very important for you, very important, and it will affect your colleagues and your siblings and neighbors the most. Try to avoid road trips if you can. Try to avoid any selling, and use your especially any sellings or buyings for this Mercury retrograde. It's very important that you stay away from that, at least until April 7th, because it might not go the way it was, that you wanted, and you're going to be even more mad later. Okay, so Taurus risings. For Taurus rising is also very interesting because they have Venus here going retrograde as well. So actually, let me pull the red color for retrograde. I think it's better. There you go. So you have double whammy Taurus risings. You have Mercury and Venus. Oh, hi, Jeannie. Welcome. Nice to see you. Where are you? Hi. Welcome. I had technical issues. I already feel the Mercury. It started the shadow. It's affecting me. So my camera didn't work. I have the other camera. Anyway, it's crazy day. Anyway, Taurus risings, because also this is going to affect your money situation. Yes, it's going through your 12th and 11th house. So there's going to be a lot of. It's actually very good for you to journal or write something down. Actually, dream journal is excellent, especially with Neptune on the last degree of Pisces. It's highlighted, so your dreams are probably going to be more vivid than any other sign because Mercury is going through this. But also remember, Mercury is ruling your second house of money. So I would highly suggest that you think before you spend. I think, in Aries, it can be very impulsive and rational spending. So make sure you don't spend. It's good time to evaluate everything. Your possessions, your values, things that you have. That's very, very good opportunity here. And, I think you can, if you dive into your intuition and listen to your gut, you can then make better decisions later. Mercury is also ruling your 5th house, so your children might want something from you. There may be some kind of situations, misunderstandings with your kids if you have children, or it's actually if you're doing any kind of creative projects, or if you're self-employed, to go over things, and if you're dating, for example. the person you're dating might not be the right one, just because you won't have all the information. So just have that in note, that when Mercury goes direct, you need to kind of rethink your dating situation, if you're dating, or your romantic situation as well. So that's another thought. Yeah, so to think about it, Venus is there as well, so you're gonna, they're hopping in the 11th house. Reconnect with some old friends, I would say. That would be maybe suggestion. Maybe you can get some insights from old friendships, how it was, and then you can get some value in it. Maybe you find something valuable in that, and connected with others. So that would be my suggestion as well for Taurus risings. It's a positive thing. To kind of go through your projects, to create creative things, to what your hobbies are, what you like to enjoy doing, and rethink. Maybe you want to revise all those things as well. Just don't spend any money impulsively. It may happen, especially online shopping, because this is 11th house is online, so you might kind of just especially when Mercury goes to Pisces, that you kind of just go online, you sit in your cozy sofa, you have some nice chocolate and food and drinks, and just start ordering things. So just have a note and be aware of that. Okay, let's go. Geminis. Yeah, this is going to affect Geminis and Virgos a lot, just because Mercury is their ruler. Also, who's going to be affected, I forgot to mention in the beginning, are people who are cardinal signs, who were born in the first 10 days of cardinal signs. So those are Libras, Aries, Cancers, and Capricorns. And last week of the mutable signs, Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgos, you're going to be most affected, because Mercury is going to go over your sun. So you just make a note of that as well. For Geminis in general, because Mercury is their ruler, it's always very hard for Gemini. I'm a strong Gemini, and I feel this Mercury retrogrades a lot. I just I can't focus. I can't find the right word. I'm all over the place even more, and I need this. I'm trying to use retrograde Mercury retrogrades to revise everything, to rethink everything, to prioritize things, to narrow things down, and that is also going to be. It's always good for Geminis, right? Because it's ruling. So the thing is with Geminis, it's ruling the first house and the fourth house. So there's going to be a lot of rethinking about where do you live. Do you want to change your home? About your appearance as well. You're going to think maybe you want to change your appearance. How do you look? How do you see the world? What is happening with your family? Where you're coming from? So there's going to be a lot of thoughts about that. But then Mercury is also going to affect your friendships. Reconnect with old friends is something, or maybe reconnect with people online. Maybe you were a part of some groups before that you kind of you don't maybe you want to rejoin. Okay, rejoin a group. There will be some also miscommunication and misunderstanding with your friends and with your superiors at work, so your managers. So make sure that you kind of this can affect your work as well, and how people see you. So if you want to rebrand yourself, it's a good thing to do as well. And then launch it after Mercury goes direct. So think about how you want to rebrand yourself, how you want to, Mercury is all about speaking up your truth. It's about conveying the message to the world that you want to convey. So what do you want to, how do you want people to see you? What do you want to be recognized for? What do you want your reputation to be like? Okay, so that's the Mercury Mercury thing right here. Let's see what else did I have some notes. Yeah. So, this can also, you can feel retreated from your work, right? You might feel that you want people to leave you alone, not micromanage you, and just let you do your work, especially when it's in Pisces. Um, when it's in the 11th house, um, hmm, you can, maybe you want to revise who your friends are, who is your tribe, who is your community. Maybe we want to reassess that. Maybe you want to, um, maybe you want to feel about who deserves to be your friend, because you might feel, you just don't make any rash decisions and just dismissing people, because you might feel that as well. So there's definitely going to be a self presence of 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 yourself, of who you are, because Mercury is ruling your first house, so there's going to be a strong sense of who you are, and showed out there in the world, right? So you really you will want to showcase who you are, but you just need to make sure that you say it correctly, right? Things, if there's any changes happening now, they might not be permanent. So think about it. It's, if work or friendships, even if you feel that you're not having the support from your friends or support from your superiors at work, it's just a feeling. It's not going to be long lasting, right? um what else it's gonna be, it's interesting. Hmm. The thing with these retrogrades, there's no stability. Even, but then in March in general, as I mentioned, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Neptune going into Aries, eclipse season. This is not the most stable situation. So we cannot, like, if you understand that this is the most unstable month of the year, and then you will understand what that means, right? You know that you cannot make stable, that the foundation is shaking, everything is shaking. So the best way to do it is to revise everything and equip ourselves with better knowledge and information, gather information, find out things, so we can make better decisions after this is done. Okay. And this is especially, so think about friendships and work situation. Don't make any hasty decision. Even if something is happening that you don't like, it won't be forever. It can change. If somebody else makes a decision, you think, oh my God, now this is happening to me. It's not going to last for long. It's going to change for sure. I don't think any of the things that are happening in March are going to be long lasting. 100%. They're going to change on the way. They're not going to be the same form or shape as they started. Okay, so have that in mind when you you know go through this situation. Okay, yeah, this can also have, your family is gonna may also drain you a little bit. So just, you're very nervous in general, Gemini, so make sure that your nervous system, you work on that, so you calm your nervous system. When Mercury is in Pisces, go do retrograde, go do yoga, meditations, or any kind of um, self-soothing techniques that you need to do. That's going to be very important. Okay, Cancer risings. This is a hard month for you because we have eclipses, and especially the lunar eclipse on the 14th is going to impact you more. And we have this at the same time. There's Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, and you feel it all, right? And because the things are so unstable, you feel that I think you're gonna feel that you need to protect yourself and your loved ones even more. So you're gonna be in that protective, defensive mode the whole month. And with Mercury retrograde, because Mercury is ruling your hidden things, things that you don't know. When he's retrograde, things might come up. Secret enemies might be revealed. You might have some eureka moments as well, coming from your subconscious, some messages. If when Mercury goes retrograde in Pisces, I would highly suggest that you find a way to get some kind of messages that your subconscious wants to tell you. Okay, one way or another. Do you need to go to see somebody who can help you with that? Maybe some hypnotic therapy, or because Mercury is going to be the ninth house, also with your beliefs and your connection with divinity. The 12th house is also very spiritual, and your mind to to get the messages. So this is a great opportunity to get the subliminal messages from subconscious, okay, that can lead you forward. And since you're going to be very defensive and mode in general, this is also affecting your communication because Mercury rules your third house as well. So it's going to be, I don't think the message you want to put out there is going to be heard the way you want it. So do more reflections, do more digging deep into your psyche to get the answers you need. Find somebody who can help you with that, because this will definitely help you. Definitely. It can also, some issues at work can be, with your just like I said for Gemini's risings, because it's going there in the 10th house. So anything that your bosses or managers tell you at this point, don't take it seriously. I think it's going to change soon anyway. I don't think it's going to be for a long time. There might be some harsh words or some impulsive. It's very important that you rethink before you act at work. If somebody pushes your button, then many of us are going to have buttons pushed this month. It's good. Energies are, we are flowing through Pisces and Aries, beginnings and endings, wanting to go fast forward and then retreating in ourselves. Or should I do it? No, I'm not ready. Yes, I'm ready. A push and pull situation I mentioned. This is really going to be push and pull for many of us. So this is also, you're going to feel it at your work as well. And, it can be a situation with your neighbors or siblings or something like that. I also wouldn't recommend any selling, just like I did for Aries. Don't buy and sell anything. Signing contracts is going to have more effect. If you do it, you need to really, really read everything and fine print everything because it's in your third house as well. The best way to use this Mercury retrograde is definitely to find those hidden messages that your psyche wants to tell you. That's number one for you. Okay, Leo risings. Also, a Mercury going through your 9 and 8. It's an interesting dance between also your psyche and your belief system. So definitely revising, your connections with divinity, what you believe in. I wouldn't, any travels. I wouldn't do any travel for you, just because it's really going to affect you. Going to be issues. And I wouldn't even spend money on travel, because the Mercury is ruling your second house of money. So, you can buy a ticket and then you forget to buy, refund something, and then you will lose money if you can't go. So stuff like that could be very, very highlighted for you. So that's very important. The good thing you can do with this Mercury retrograde the 9th, if you want to go and do some kind of re-educate yourself. Okay, re-educate yourself. Do take that course maybe, or something that can help you later, to gain some kind of knowledge that can help you later. You will want to find the meaning to life. I think this is going to be a big question, especially, it's connecting with your psyche as well, and hidden things, or your shadow work. How can you, also getting some kind of guidance? Is it astrology or some kind of therapy for you? I would highly suggest it. It can really help you make better decisions later. Maybe re-educate yourself. It's going to be very, very, you might really want to go out there and explore, but it's not the time. It's kind of, you need some kind of tools before. You need to get some things sorted out behind the scenes before you move forward, definitely. Also, as I mentioned, 11. So Mercury is ruling your 11th house and your second house. Online shopping is going to be a problem. So make sure you don't, just click those links, and packages are coming like crazy. There might be some old friends coming up, or some things coming from the past. Some some things maybe you want to rethink rejoining. some of the groups that you had, or some community, or finding your tribe again, like reconnecting with your friends as well, with some old friends. That's going to be maybe this is going to be connected with people who have the same belief system as you, are rethinking, finding that connection. Just watch out with spending. That's very important, and especially on travel. But if you want to relearn something, re-educate yourself, that's very, very good. And when it's in Pisces here, this might be difficult. Where's the sun? So the sun is your ruler. Sun is going to be in Aries, and we have all these eclipses. They're also going to affect you, especially the one at end of March on the 29th. This is the eclipse in Aries. It's going to be, I think that eclipse is going to be it's going to be at the same degree as this Mercury station retrograde. Yes. So Mercury station retrograde at 9 degrees, and then we're going to have this eclipse at 9 degrees. So definitely this eclipse on 29th of March and Mercury retrograde are very connected. Very. And things that might come up, and it's going to be really, really important this month to not to make any. With eclipses, we have this big beginnings and endings anyway. Very interesting. Very interesting. If you maybe, I think about Leos, I just because you really wanna shine. Is this where are you gonna shine? Maybe you need to go and this step forward to do that, to get that certificate, to get that thing that you for your future. Maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. But I do know that this the period of end of March is connected with this Mercury retrograde. Eclipse is on the same degree. It's going to be very interesting how this March turns out for any one of you. If you guys need any guidance, if you want a reading, I'm open. Even if it's a quick one or 30-minute one, please reach out. I think a lot of people really need some guidance for this March. It's very hard. A lot of things are going to happen that are out of our control. So what we need to do with these retrogrades and stuff is just, I think, reassess everything. And Leos, for you, that's definitely how you are expanding in life, and your connection with that. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. Loving your donation. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. This March energy is I don't know. I see you on the other side. I was just thinking the other day. See you on the other side. Anyway, good luck, Leos. The problem is that I think you won't be able to shine the way you want, or there's going to be some Leos going to have egos hurt with this eclipse, and I know eclipse. I'm going to make a separate video for eclipses, but this is, I think, for Leos, it's connected with this Mercury retrograde, so that's why it's important. And it's going to affect money, definitely, and online stuff, social media. What is happening there? How is your reputation on social media? How people see you there? Interesting. Okay, let's go Virgos. Okay, so for Virgos, just like for Geminis, this is extra hard because the Mercury is ruling yourself, your body, who you are, how you see the world, all your career. So there's definitely going to be a connection. Although Mercury is in the 8th house, it's in the 7th house. There is something going on with your partners. So something is happening in the world of your partners. Maybe it's not directly happening to you, but if it's happening to your partner, or it has to do with your partner's money, or it has to do, actually Mercury retrograde in the 8th house can be a tax refund as well. It can be on a positive side. But I feel that a lot of you are you're gonna see these things happening less to you and more to your partners, your partnership. Maybe you're going to get some old clients back as well if you have your own business or partners. This is Venus is also retrograde, Mercury is retrograde in your seventh house when he's in Pisces, a lot of people from your past will come up. And it will, is it somebody that you used to work with? Is somebody going to maybe propose you a new job opportunity? Because Mercury is connected with the 10th house as well. Maybe that can be a situation while he's in Pisces. What I would suggest, because you can be nitty-picky and you really want things to be your own way, the way you think things will want to be, but revise who is in your life, who are your most intimate people. Intimacy, 8th house. Who are the people who you're most intimate with? Who do you want in your intimate circle? Who are the people who are important to you? Remember, Venus is also retrograde, so this is another layer of this. Are you happy in your relationship? Don't make any decisions, but make it think about it. Are you happy in your relationships? Is your partner supporting you and giving you what you need? Okay. 8th house, yeah, for you as well, I wouldn't sign any documents, especially with the banks or looking for a loan or any other stuff like that, because it might not happen as you imagine it is. I think also this, I'm switching, but this is how my brain works. Mercury in Pisces here, it can also tell you about, are you idolizing your partner, and you're kind of going to have your eyes opened at this point when Mercury goes retrograde, when he's in Pisces. Interesting situation here. Who are your business partners? Who are your clients? Who do you want to attract in your life? It is connected with you a lot. Your career, this is the 10th house is also your reputation, how people see you. So there might be some, maybe looking and revising, rethinking, reorganizing your connections with others in general. I think that would be my suggestion, especially the business ones. How is the relationship with your managers? How is your relationship with people you work with? How you want to be seen in the first house, 10th house, how people see you. Do you want to change an image? Is this reflecting your relationships? How you see yourself? How is this reflecting your relationships? Anyway, you have eclipses. First eclipse is in the 1st and the 7th house for you as well. You're doing this Pisces Virgo eclipse. So you definitely, your relationships are highlighted this year. The first eclipse is on the 14th, is on the 27th degrees of Virgo. And Mercury is going back to 26 degrees of Pisces. So this is going to be switching. So Mercury goes back. So the eclipse, so on the eclipse, let me see, on the eclipse, there's so many things. Like this month of March is crazy. So yeah, so 23 degrees. So the eclipse is 23 degrees Virgo. So Mercury will not go that far. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, but it's about endings. It's still about endings, and I think it's going to be somehow connected with this Mercury, because some kind of ending is in it for you, So, or I think the only thing that's going to end are things that are not strong enough, that are fragile, and that's what I think is going to be a test for this Mercury retrograde, to make stronger bonds, more intimate, as I mentioned, more intimate bonds with people who you want to be intimate with. That's the question here. Okay. Yeah. How you convey the message of what your reputation is, what are you known for, what is your reputation? That's going to be also popping up with this Mercury retrograde. Libras. Yes, dear Libras. Dear Libras, you have Venus retrograde as well. So you have this situation. Yeah, I know you. Everybody thought you were off the hook when eclipses ended in Aries and Libra and Libra, but I don't think it is. A lot of things are still happening in your seventh house with this Aries energy. A lot of endings and beginnings, definitely. Mercury rules your ninth house, so I would also suggest that you do not make any travel plans, long-term travel plans. Not now. Wait until Mercury goes direct. Mercury also rules your 12th house. So as I mentioned, I think for cancers, look at that. You have the house of divinity, of what you believe in, and the spirituality together. Maybe there's a connection. This Mercury rules that. How is this connected with, are your partners aligned with your beliefs? Are your partners aligned with your spirituality? Maybe that's a question. Venus is retrograde. Well, that's a reevaluating your relationships anyway, right? Especially your intimate ones that Venus rules. So it's also going to be this is going to affect. I think your partners and partners' money also going to be affected here when they go to Pisces, because they're going to be together at some point as well, right? Retrograde, the cycle. They're going to start a new cycle while they're retrograde, which I don't really particularly like. It's going to be a lot of things are going to come from the past. A lot of things are going to come, people, situations, and even things that are going to be new now, we're going to revise later. They're not done. So everything that is happening now, trust me, this is not final. It is not final. Many things will come up in the fall when the other set of eclipses come up, because this is very connected with eclipses. We cannot just look Mercury retrograde separately from Venus retrograde, from Neptune going into Aries as well, being in the last degree. They're going to meet Neptune here when they retrograde. Imagine, like, it's going to be like this eclipse. It's a full packed Pisces Aries, a lot of beginnings, endings. So let's how to be constructive. What Libras, what can you do? I think it's a great opportunity for you to kind of stop depending on others. I think that's number one. To rethink, who are you depending on? Can you be more independent? Can you start saying no finally? Are you pleasing others more than usual? There's a lot of connection with that. It's also going to reflect your health. So because I'm pleasing others and I want everything, is this affecting my health? So make sure your routines, your daily routines, and your diet is in order. You might want to start a healthier diet with Mercury here. Okay. Yeah. If you want to reconnect with people from foreign lands, that's a good opportunity. But there are also some messages from listen to your gut, guys. I really, really feel that all of us need to listen to our gut more and start listening to intuition. And this is just, the more I talk about it, the more I feel that it's absolutely true. And then we're going to make better decisions. Nobody can then, because, and this is for Libra very important, because you just sometimes you don't listen to yourself just because you want to be liked by everybody. You want everything to be in peace and harmony, but that's making false peace. I think maybe this Mercury retrograde will finally give you an ability to speak up. The thing is, you can feel that you are overwhelmed by other people's ideas and opinions. So if you're working with somebody else, if you're working with your clients, it's very good that you can help them as well. And then that way you're going to help others. When you help others, you're going to help yourself as well. But it can be a feeling of overwhelming, just everybody. Yeah, because everybody else is going to go through this as well. Everybody else is going to have are going to blur before they think. Are going to, it can be too much for you. So distance yourself. Yeah, I think more than anybody else, you need to distance yourself. Find that, to find that objectivity. Distance yourself from others to find objectivity, just don't go into any debates. You might also snap. I think because if you were on this side of Libra that didn't speak up, you can just snap now, just say that's enough, and put hand on the table as well. So try to keep calm. Do something for your mental health. Mercury is ruling your 12th house. Do something that make sure that your mental health is okay, and that you give yourself some time and space to think things through on your own without other people influencing you. And I'm going to finish with that for Libras. Scorpios. Scorpios. This is interesting for you as well because Mars is still in Cancer here. Your ruler. Oh, he's not retrograde. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'll put it here. Mercury is ruling your 8th house, and Mercury is ruling your 11th house. So there is with the 8th house, it can be because it's coming from the 6th. So it can be a lot about money. Maybe you want to think about refinancing your mortgage or your loans or going through your investment portfolio and see what's happening. Don't make any major decisions, but think about it. Everything is unstable. Markets are also volatile and unstable. So you might want to, go through those investments and see what's happening there as well, right? That's going to be affecting your online presence as well. How are people seeing you? Who are you connecting online? What your friendships? There will be, I can see a topic of friends asking you for money now, or colleagues from work, or even kids. So people ask you for money in general. I wouldn't borrow anybody's money. I don't lend anybody. Don't lend money, right? Yes, don't lend anybody money because you might have issues with getting the money back. That's very important. That's number one lesson. But people might ask you, and it's going to be interesting. Think about as well how you spend your day, because the 6th house is our day. From the moment we wake up until the moment we go to sleep, what do we do? How we spend our days? Okay, so this is the opportunity to rethink literally about your habits. Do you want to change something? What do you want to change? Think about that. That's important. Very interesting that and then when Mercury goes to Pisces, that's when you need to kind of because it's about imagination. It's great for creative writing. It's great for putting imagination, visions, and dreams into your hobbies, into the things you enjoy and like. So that's a good period for that. Absolutely. There can be a lot of things maybe coming up from old friends also coming up into your life, or you find out somebody's secrets, the 8th house. People might tell you some secrets or might hear something. Some things might come up on the surface. Maybe somebody else will betray you and your trust, and somebody else might tell your secrets to somebody else. So there can be a lot of situations like that, about invasion of your intimacy and invasion of your trust can happen as well. So it's important that you it's also a good opportunity to rethink who are you intimate with and what do you want to change. If you're dating, there can be a lot of not serious things happening. So make sure that you don't take anybody. You're a Scorpio rising. You're always skeptical. So I'm not afraid of you being gullible or naive or anything like that. But you might be more gullible than usual, just because it's a lot of confusion, a lot of Piscean energy. There's no boundaries. You might also get lost, right? With or in some things, right? So think about what were you obsessed with in the past regarding your hobbies or having fun and stuff. Maybe there's something you can revise there as well. interesting. And all about it could be also about sex and just intimate relationships and revising your sex life as well, because it's coming, Mercury's going to come from the 5th to the 8th, rolling the 8th, so it's going to be maybe also about that. So maybe you want to do something regarding that, put some spice into, or rethink, is your sexual life good enough for you, or you want to make some changes, or just, being intimate with somebody. Yeah, I think trust will be very important. I think there's something about trust. Very interesting for Scorpio risings. Yeah, remember, we're going to have a cluster in your 5th house later. Yeah, so it's very important that you work on your inner child while Mercury is in the 5th house. It can be a lot of mental energy drained by your kids or your project, so it's time to slow down. And if in general they're taking a lot of your energy, it's now time to slow down and work on your inner child. And all those energetic vampires, they need to leave you alone. That's what I feel. Okay, Sag risings. So we have Jupiter here still. I'm just going to put it just because it's interesting, because this Mercury is also ruling is ruling Jupiter, which is ruling you. So it's going to be affecting you as well very much. I just realized that. Yes, very much. And also, just like I said, for Scorpios, work on your inner child here. Do something fun with your partner. This Mercury is ruling your partnership, so there might be some hiccups regarding your partners, especially when Mercury goes into the 3rd house, into Pisces. It's going to be about home situation. There might be some things coming up that you need to revise about your living situation, home situation, partner situation. How is this working? Do you need to make some changes? Is there anything you need to reassess and reevaluate where you live and how you live? That's going to be very important. And it's going to, if you have kids, going to be connected with kids as well. It's about, it's a lot about a domestic situation for you. So this is going to be a domestic situation one way or another. And it will reflect on your work, because Mercury is ruling your 7th house and 10th house. So everything that is happening at your home, or all the things that you want to change or think of changes, will reflect on your work. There might be some situations, especially when Mercury is here, we're going to have this eclipse. One eclipse here on the 14th that might affect there's some changes regarding your work as well. And how are you, maybe it's time to revise how you balance your work and home. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure coming from home that you need to kind of revise, redo the things here. It's going to, this Mercury retrograde will reflect your partner as well. And it can be over the top because Jupiter is here, and you might feel it's over the top, or your partner might be reacting over the top. So there will be some over-the-top discussions that are very heated. It might be very heated, especially here. Very interesting. Very interesting. What do you do for fun? So, I think that the things are going to be more serious that you would like. And you will really need use this Mercury retrograde to reconnect with when you will start dating with your partner. If you're in a relationship, what did you enjoy doing together? Those kind of things you need to go back, revisit, and do them again. If you are dating at the moment and you don't have a steady partner, you could go on a date and have fun, but just make sure not to take anything too seriously. Just have fun. That's important. any pressures coming from home or things that you need to revise. A lot of a lot of water here. Make sure your plumbing is okay. Your basement is not like there's a lot of water is going to be in your fourth house. Okay, lots of things. A lot of it can be physical water in your house, or just double check on your plumbings and pipes, or it can be a lot of emotion coming from your family, or emotional baggage or pressure that you want to break free from. um, oh yeah, see, oh, Jeannie says yeah. She says, I'm so ready for all the planets to move out of my force because talk about tension at home. It's been wild. Yeah. Yeah, you're Sag rising. That's why. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, but yeah, it's not gonna be done yet, Jenny. I'm sorry. Just need to go through this. But it's gonna be it's because it's affecting the situation at home, it's affecting your work, and there's some changes, your anxiety in work, because this is Virgo house, it's then highlighted. You can feel, you know, some things popping up at work from the past, reflecting, and then messing with your home. It's been a lot. Yeah. My suggestion for Sag risings is to find something joyful and fun that you can do with your partner. What you did, try to go back in the beginning. What did you do when you started dating? Yeah. Oh, ooh, Jeannie says it's going to be all about me trying to figure out how to work from home. That's exactly. Yes. 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 But in research, do everything you need, but don't make a decisions until April for sure. She says you're spot on. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. This is also affecting. Yeah. I forgot about that. This is going to affect Sagittarius also a lot, because Jupiter is in Gemini. Like Jupiter in Gemini is all over the place. So, your partner is also maybe scattered or torn apart in two different directions, and then it affects you, right? Um, what's happening? Girl, all sort of appliances have been breaking down. Oh my God. Yeah, that's when it starts. I know. It's just bad. Yeah, home situation. This is definitely, rebuying. Yeah, but don't buy anything. The thing is, everything you buy now for your home, you may need to return later, but it's not going to be good. So or if you buy something, make sure that it's all good, that you know what you're doing. Yeah, this could be a situation as well. Very interesting. Yeah, because Mercury in general, when we buy stuff during Mercury retrograde, especially electronics and machines, they can go wrong. They can just die, not work properly. Jeannie says, since Saturn went into Pisces, I've had to get. Sorry, I had to too fast to get new oven, fridge, and washing machine. Oh, they're not working. See, not crazy. Oh, yeah, Saturn the fourth. Yeah, new foundation, new appliances foundation. Oh, craziness. Okay, good luck, Sagittarius, Capricorns. Yeah, so with Capricorns, Mercury, Saturn is here. All these things are happening here. A lot of situations. I don't know how Capricorns, because they're so work oriented. They really want results, want respect, want everything to to be proper. Form is very important for Capricorns, and I think even to communicate in a formal way, in a professional way, it's important. I think it's all now scattered. I think Capricorns are really having issues to keep up the professional communication. There might be really misunderstanding and hiccups on that level, keeping the communication formal and proper. Yeah, Saturn is also here. It can be, guys. So Mercury is ruling your sixth house of your health, and the ninth house as well. First of all, third and ninth about learning and expanding your knowledge, your information. So gathering the right information for you is more important than for anybody else to make proper future decisions, and to build a new foundation. Okay, the way you want to restructure how you communicate with others. There might be definitely some obstacles or delays. It's in the third house. It's Mercury goes retrograde in your third house of Gemini, actually, of Mercury, right? with Saturn there. So there will be definitely delays if you buy or sell something. If you're signing any contracts, I would highly recommend not to do it. There's going to be delays and obstacles in finishing up things. Things that are going to be clear. As I said, lots of confusion, lots of misunderstanding, of lots of, oh, I thought this, thought that. The best way to use this is to sharpen up your communication skills. Written is maybe to revise if you really want to maybe redo some courses, or go back and revise what you learned so far that can help you with these situations. Also, Mercury here in Aries, it's about, getting confusing messages, or maybe some different from your home, from your parents. And this is more, I think, related to where you're coming from, your parents, and situation coming from them, that maybe some arguments or debates that you are not happy. Siblings, parents, connections, home, lots of things. How you might feel that people don't hear what you need to say. They don't take you seriously. I think that's number one. What's for Capricorn's risings, people not taking you seriously, and that's going to hurt. And Capricorns can be tough, but they are still an earth feminine sign, and they're more receptive, and they can feel the sharpness of Aries coming through. And remember, Mercury in Aries is more cardinal energy, so and it's going to be out there, more sharp, more seen, although it's retrograde. But if it goes to Pisces, it's going to be more subtle, unclear, foggy. I would highly suggest that you don't go into any possible arguments, decisions, communications until April, even when Mercury goes direct. Because when Venus also goes direct, because Venus is affecting your work and your kids. There's a lot of, as I said, a lot of things are happening for everybody, because not only Mercury, Venus is also retrograde, and Neptune is changing signs from Pisces to Neptune to Aries. Plus, we have eclipses. So it's not one area of our lives; it's many different areas are affected with this retrogrades, with this March energy. We just need to really, again, I'm going to repeat this. Listen to your inner voice. So look at that. Third house in Pisces. Third house. What is your inner voice telling you? Learn the way to communicate with yourself, with your intuition, with your gut. That's number one. You need this. Don't be influenced and listen to other people, right? You might feel blocked mentally, that you just you can't have any ideas, that you kind of lost. It's hard time with expressing yourself, not being logical, being misunderstood. Anyway, a lot of things like that. So I wouldn't even try to go into any major discussions, because you're going to get drained, you're going to feel exhausted, and you will not accomplish anything. Write down, make a journal, write down your thoughts, and then convey them later. That's the best idea. And don't get sucked up into any discussions. And if you don't feel respected, trust me, it won't last for long. This is just a period. Everybody's oriented on their own BS that we are dealing with. So this is not personal. Don't take anything personal. Very important. Okay. Take some mental rest as well. That's what I would suggest. Aquarius. Yeah, we also have two Mercury. I'm going to put Uranus just because I love Uranus, and Uranus is here. Okay, Aquarius. Mercury is ruling your 5th house and your 8th house. There's a lot of things happening with your dating, with your sex life. You also need to kind of, just like Scorpios, revise. Are you happy with your intimate relationships? Are you happy with how much how your partner is contributing with financially in your relationships. That's going to come as a topic, and how you're going to how you're going to communicate that with your partner. Remember, there's going to be eclipse here on your in your partner's house. Mercury retrograde ruling their money and just joint stuff. Mercury coming from the third, how we communicate this, what is going to happen. Communication with your partner is going to be, maybe there's going to be some be careful. Be careful. There's a, this eclipse will affect you personally or your partner, and then it will affect, they might lose a job, or they have some major change, and they might lose finances, and it's going to affect you, and you might be angry or confused here, because look, Mercury is going to your second house of money. Make sure you don't spend, because you might feel like you have no boundaries in spending because of situations that are happening outside of your control. Venus is also here going retrograde through this. There's a lot of things happening about what do you need from your possessions? Do I need this stuff? Maybe you want to get rid of some stuff. What do I value in life? How do I make money? Like Saturn is still giving you some delays and restrictions. You can't be your full self. It's not easy. This is not going to be easy for your finances, for your investments. Maybe you're going to, lose. So I wouldn't make any major stuff and decision. Don't sell and buy. Don't do any daily trading or stuff like that, because you really can lose money. It's going to be a lot about money, a lot about those personal things that you kind of don't want to deal with usually. You just kind of want to, look at more globally, or more how it affects the world, but this is going to affect you personally a lot, and you're kind of tired of it. And there are still, as Uranus approaches the last degree of Taurus in your fourth house here, there might be some also major changes in your home. I'm not saying now, but in general this year, and these eclipses and these retrogrades might just be the start of it. Okay. That, are you going to need to sell your home because you can't afford it, or you do want to settle down somewhere, or you want to change it, you want to go downsize, upsize, what do you want to do? It's a lot about lots of things about money for you Aquarius risings. Where do you see yourself? Yeah, I don't know. I think this eclipse season, anyway, I was going to talk about Mercury retrograde, but it's all connected anyway. So definitely, while Mercury is retrograde, don't sign anything, don't sell, avoid road trips. Here, when Mercury is in the second house, avoid spending. When Mercury is retrograde, we just the things are not they're not going to be as we want them, right? So they're going to be revised later. So you remember how we always say about when the shadow period started March 1st. So March 1st. So everything that started on March 1st until the March 15th, those 15 days, when everything that is happening in that period, it's going to come back. And then after Mercury goes back to those degrees that were the shadow back, after it goes direct, they will come up again. So everything that you do now, even during the retrograde, even during the shadow, it will come up later. So just think about it. All the decisions that you're making, they're not going to last forever. They're not going to go. So this is like from the 1st to the 15th, we're going to have the opening topics. What is coming up? What topics are coming up during the retrograde? It's going to be like a peak. They're going to come to. We're going to kind of reevaluate them. There's going to be situations that we're going to see what we need to kind of do with them. And then after Mercury goes direct back to those same degrees, then we're going to there's going to be a final resolution, or some kind of finalized resolution coming up. So think about that as well. Okay. It's all about money with you. 8th house, Mercury is also ruling 8th house, as I mentioned. I didn't mention 5th house. There can be some children asking for money, or spending money on dating, or just on having fun. So watch out. I wouldn't buy any concert tickets, any theater tickets. Just watch out. Have some fun, but don't spend too much money. You're gonna be sorry later. Oh, why did I spend and now I don't have for this? Those kind of feelings, and you won't be able to enjoy it. That's the whole point, right? So use this as, again, to revise your projects, to redo things that what you enjoy. Find your little inner child in you. What are you enjoying and having fun with? So and keep it simple. Very important. Okay. And then Pisces. Yes, my dear Pisces. When this is all over, you're gonna be so happy. Okay. So, and Neptune, I'm going to put Neptune just because it's here and everything is here. And yeah, lots of things. I think Pisces risings are going through metamorphosis now. I know Pluto is not in Pisces, in Aquarius, but it's in the 12th house. And all these planets, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Neptune, Saturn, North Node, all these things happening in their first house. It's time to, because things are moving from Pisces to Aries. This is definitely your time to be reborn in a literal sense. You're finishing up who you thought you were, and you still need to take care of your body and your health. Eclipse, the second eclipse is going to be in your 6th house. It's going to be very important. But in general, you're going to, feeling overwhelmed. It's going to be an understatement for you. So I don't know how to say this in a positive. I'm trying to find, to be honest, I'm trying to find a nice way to say this, because it's extra hard, and I don't want you to go into depression, into addiction, into an unhealthy escapism. For you have this opportunity like nobody else in the zodiac to definitely, first, you're going to be the first of us to learn to use intuition and instinct in the most profound and efficient way. You have this opportunity to have this healthy escape to inner self, to inner voice. You can use any healthy escape methods, from art to spiritual practices, whatever you need. Just don't go drinking, please, during March eclipses, all these things. Don't go drinking, don't take any substances. Because you are the most powerful zodiac sign at the moment. This is what I want to tell you. You have Pluto in your 12th house. You have all these things happening in your 1st house. And Mercury is there, coming back. He's coming back to give you the message that you can do it, to give you the opportunity to find your voice, to speak up, to change your future for better. I know this sounds so cliche, but I strongly believe that Pisces risings are going to be the new foundation for the future. In one strong Piscean people, you have this opportunity. Look at that. Venus is also there. Don't make any drastic physical decisions. Please don't make any surgeries, plastic surgeries. No, don't even change your hair too much. Just go through this March. This is Mercury is also going to be in the 2nd house. Like, what are my values? What do I value? What is money for me? You can have this, like, money is nothing, I'll give it away. Especially, when Neptune comes here end of the month, you're going to feel like you want to, especially 0 degree, like, what is this world all about? I'm going to give all my possessions and be a hermit in some cave. That's going to be the feeling. But I think you're going to be the wise ones. You're going to be the ones who lead us into the new world with your inner strength and inner voices that you're going to have, because that's this cluster of of Pisces energy, so locked up, and then you can lead us. Mercury is also ruling your 4th house and 7th house, so this is very much connected, this Mercury retrograde, to your family, to your partners, how you live, what is home for you, what is partnership for you, are you too submersive? I would highly suggest you go more introvert during this, and find that the thing that you need. Okay. I'm afraid when Mercury is here as well, that you just want to give away everything that you have. Like, I don't need anything. This world is, this material world is just holding me back from my purpose, from what else. So just be careful with that. Don't give everything away. Don't make any drastic major decisions. Don't concentrate on anything material. Concentrate on the other side. Yeah, so concentrate on what you need and not what you want or desire, because Venus is also coming here. So it's going to be a lot of longing for something. Yes. You are the ones who know the emotional side of Mercury. No, but like, I don't know the emotional side of Mercury. I'm so Gemini, Virgo. But you're gonna have this opportunity now to Mercury in your sign to find the other find the other voice, to tell us what does Mercury, what to tell us. Like, this is the message for you, and it's gonna be connected with anything else. I would disregard voices from partners or family or members, and listen to your voice. And I think you're gonna get so much stronger. You're gonna leave this March and April situation with so much inner strength, and so much more inner power than you are even aware of now. Okay. Yes, that would be my message. That's my message for Pisces. And for everybody else, I think I'm done. An hour and a half. I'm going to stop sharing. Thanks, Jeannie, for co-hosting with me again. I love I love when you come here. Thanks everybody for joining. This was my take on Mercury retrograde. I know it wasn't just Mercury retrograde. It's connected with everything that's happening in March, with Venus retrograde and Neptune stationing to go into moving into Aries, and eclipses. We have a wild month ahead. We only had a week behind us. It's a lot of things are happening. We're just starting. So first week was actually okay. Be careful in traffic. Be careful in what you say to others. Be kind and compassionate. Be careful with what you write to others. Be careful what you say on social media. Don't get in any disputes and arguments there, please. Focus and concentrate on yourself and your inner voice and your intuition and instinct, and forget about other voices. Remove other voices from the head for this Mercury retrograde. Remove news. Turn off all the notifications. Yes, you're going to be in your own bubble this month, and then it's okay. And you can come back later in April. It's okay to be in your own bubble this month and disregard anybody. It's going to be wild. Have a great Mercury retrograde. I hope this was helpful. If you need any guidance, reading with me, I have openings, so please feel free to contact me. I will have a new thing coming up soon before Mercury retrograde next week, so I'll keep you posted, and subscribe to my newsletter for special discount on my new offers. And don't forget to download your moon phase planner for March. You're going to need it to track all your rethinking thoughts on that planner. The link is in the description below. Talk soon, guys. Hugs and kisses.